Well, good morning. Just hit the post office. It is nasty out. It is snowing. I'm glad to be back home. The wife's going to get her tooth looked at. She had a horrible toothache last night and this morning, so feeling pretty crappy for her. So hopefully the dentist gets it figured out. We believe it's a toothache, so probably in there getting the old going on. So she'll probably be pretty grumpy when she gets home, so I better get this video done, right? Continuing on with my Bolo lists and some of these obscure video game systems. Today we're going to dive into is something I never owned, and it was quite the oddity. It was the Sega Genesis 32X add-on for the Genesis. Really strange. I believe Sega put this out as a stopgap until the Saturn came out, and so they were upgrading from 16-bit to 32-bit. One of the big problems with this add-on is the game library for it. I think there was only 40 launch games for it. Having a low amount of games for something like this when you're trying to launch hardware, it's not good. They only sold 600,000 of these or something like that, and then I believe they produced like 800,000 or so. So not a big commercial success. And then I believe the Saturn did come out shortly after this. So really unnecessary product in my opinion, especially with the Saturn like maybe a year away or less. This add-on was put out to compete with the Atari Jaguar, a stopgap for the Saturn that was supposed to come out later that year. It did not have a long run. I think it was only out for a year and a half, guys. And then, yeah, it just kind of went away. And especially once the Saturn came out, it made this super redundant, right? Really cool piece, honestly. I definitely want it for my collection. I'll probably look for one in box if I can afford it. Being that the game library is so low on this, it's not going to be a long video, but there are some heavy hitters on this. If you do manage to see one out and about, you might want to grab it. Any of these games, if they were the right price, I would pick them up because I like Sega products. But we'll get into a list and let's get at it. First up is a classic Afterburner. Man, I remember playing this. I must have been on the old Genesis. I'm not sure if it was on the Master System. I don't recall. But super fun game. Always one of the classics for these Sega systems. So as you can see, this one here, if you have a loose cart, you're probably looking around $75. This cardboard one here is pretty roached here, so that's probably why it went for $78. And then complete in the box, you're looking at, $157 or so, give or take. Not a bad price for this game. Really cool. A lot of the 32X stuff does hold its value just because of the rarity of it. So yeah, Afterburner, cool one to grab for your collection. This one is a huge bolo for this system. It's amazing Spiderman Web of Fire. If you are fortunate enough to run across this one, it's worth a ton of money, guys. Loose cart went 2 bids here, $580. They probably could have got more than that. The bid's probably a little bit low. And then here you see complete in box went for $1571, and then another complete went for $2400. So huge gap in there. I'm assuming the one on the top is probably like super mint and stuff. But again, an awesome game. I doubt I will ever add it to my collection. Maybe Tim will. He's kind of a baller, But if you see this out, definitely worth the pickup. Good luck finding her, though. Next up, we have Blackthorn. This kind of looks to me like maybe a Conan ripoff or something. That's what I would think it is. Value on this for the cart only is over $400. And then there was a complete one that went $428, and then another complete went $642. Now the top one says Grail condition, so I'm assuming it's pretty much just mint, like almost like new, right? $650 on the top end, guys. Mid-grade with box, you're looking at $430, probably a little bit more, honestly. And then cart, I would say $400 is a good estimate for that. Blackthorn, remember that. Next one, we have one of the coolest covers in this library. It's Corpse Killer. Again, not a huge money game, but this would be one I would like to add to my collection or something. Just it's in that price range of, $50 to $70 here, complete. The long box, just, yeah, super cool. Disc only $28. I'm actually surprised this one is only, $50 to $70 because usually the horror stuff is quite expensive on these platforms. So it is what it is. You just never know. Next one, we have a multi-plat classic. I think this has been on every damn platform ever made. It's Doom. As you can see, not a hugely expensive game. One you can easily find for your collection. $16 loose cart, and then you're looking at $50 complete in box. Again, the one in the middle looks like a really nice example. Honestly, it would be something to add to your collection for 50 bucks. It's a no-brainer. And even if you wanted to sell it, again, 50 bucks is 50 bucks, right? This one is a game I've never heard of. I'm not sure if I've ever seen it. I don't believe I have. It's called Calibri. It came out in 1995. Cart only, you're looking at 171, 142, and then complete 285. So a little gap between cart prices here on eBay. You just never know. Sometimes they're worth more, sometimes they're worth less. So 285 complete in box. Kind of a neat cover. It looks like just like a hummingbird and some sort of ant bug or something. I don't know. Some of the stuff that came out in these consoles just straight weird, guys. Again, keep an eye out. One is Mega Everdrive. I've never heard of this. It's very strange looking cart for this. Take this one with a grain of salt, guys. I saw this and it's called Crick's Mega Everdrive X7. It says it's rare. It says 32X. So I believe it is for the 32X. It's very strange looking to me. It doesn't match the other stuff, so maybe that's why it's so expensive. You're looking at $328 here, and then $428 for just the cart, and then $428 complete. So the prices are all over in this. It's just one of those rare things, and that's why I always want to stress this. If you see something that looks really rare, you've never heard of it, or just something that's an oddity, it's always something I would pick up. And the worst case scenario is you throw it in your own collection if you don't want to sell it. Something like this you might just want to keep anyways, honestly. All right. Super classic franchise. Not a big surprise. Mortal Kombat 2. This one, cart only. $28 on a bid. This guy, he kind of bent himself over on this. Not going to lie. It is what it is. 121 and then 114 both look like they're complete in the box. And it looks like the boxes are in pretty good shape. Not a huge amount of money for a game like this. This is one you might throw in your own collection. If you get it for $5 and $10, you might want to flip it and buy something else. It is what it is. Really cool cover in these Mortal Kombat games. They're timeless, and they always look cool in your collection because you can stack up multiples, right? Hey, should I sell this dog? Probably not going to get much for her. I think she's a little deficient. Are you, bud? Her name's Momo, by the way, if you're new to the channel. Next up, we have Night Trap. This is a game I've never heard of. I'm assuming it's a horror game by the cover. It looks pretty neat. Looks like classic 90s stuff. You know, the chick with the bikini and stuff. Don't mind the dog hair floating around. It's shedding season, apparently, for her. Really cool looking game, guys. Complete, you're looking around $200, it looks like. This one took a best offer for $92, which is surprising given the price of the other one. Maybe the box was not in quite as good a shape, and then $57 for the disc only. Cool title to pick up. If you're a horror person, this would be one you'd want to grab. Next up, we have a classic from the old Atari days. It's Pitfall. This one is surprisingly expensive on this. $342 for the cart, and then $314 for the cart. $854 complete in box is insane. I'm not too sure why this one's so expensive, guys. It's probably one of those games that didn't sell worth a crap because it was out on the old systems or something. I don't know, but yeah, $850 for this. This would be a no-brainer for me. If I found it, I would instantly be selling it because it's just not something I really care about per se. Next up, we have Stellar Assault, and this is another one of those strange looking cart boxes. 69. This one had 25 bids from France and then 327 from France. So I'm assuming these are both PALs, given the way the cartridge box looks, guys. Again, you might see them kicking around out and about here at a pawn shop or a thrift store or something. 327, 469 is it. You're going to land in there. Obviously, the top box is better. The tab's in much better shape and stuff. Keep an eye out for Stellar Assault. Next up, we have TMac. This looks pretty cool. $90 for the cart only. In box, it looks like it's varying here. One's $321 and then one's $428. So I'm assuming the one in the middle might not have an insert or something maybe. It seems like a quite the price disparity. Anyways, yeah, $428, really cool game. I assume it's some sort of mech type game. But you might want to keep an eye out for this one. This one is hilarious. And if you were a child of the 80s and 90s, then Dion Sanders was like a huge name in the sports world. Crazy price on this. You can see a couple carts here, $314 for each one. It's a pretty good indicator of what you get if you will find the cartridge only. And then $642 with the box. Says no manual, but it does have the little insert with it. So yeah, if you had one with the manual, I would expect to get over $700 for this, guys. Crazy price on this. Must not sold a lot. Again, it's tied in with an iconic sports figure. I'm sure that drives the price up a little bit. But yeah, crazy price on this one. Wait, who was better? Neon Dion or Bo Jackson? Let me know. Classics. I pulled up the two WWE games together. The WrestleMania arcade one is worth way more, as you can see, guys. I think I have the Raw one and this one, but I have them both on the Genesis, so these would have just been upcycled ones for this console. WWE Raw looks like 38. It's the box only, so you're probably gonna get over 100 for it regardless. And then the two WrestleMania arcade game ones, 264, 314, and man, the WrestleMania games, if you grew up in the generation that I did in the arcade, was just awesome. Like playing the 2v2 with the tag teams if you wanted to. And yeah, I don't know. It was in our local arcade for the longest time, guys. And it was one of my favorite games in there. That NBA Jam. There was Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, all the big games in the 90s. I was in high school in the early 90s. So all this stuff was coming out, and I can still remember the smoke smell from cigarettes and eating cheap hot dogs from the Circle K and stuff. And yeah, what a time to be alive, man. Now it's all gone. Last one on our list is Zaxxon's Mother Base 2000. Cutting edge for the time, I know. This one is just looks like a space game. I don't believe I ever played it. I probably never even heard of it, honestly. Again, 114 with the boxing game, and then it looks like a sealed one went for 285, which seems like an awesome deal, honestly. And then another one is 242 sealed as well. So, yeah, to find a couple of those still in the package is pretty insane. Again, these 32X games, they're pretty rare, guys. They really did bomb for Sega. And again, this is why I say the Saturn Dreamcast was pretty much the nail in the coffin for this company for video game consoles. They hit their peak in the Genesis, and then, yeah, just kind of flopped out after that, which is unfortunate. But, yeah, there's lots of money to be made in these 32X games. If you are collecting it, it's probably not that difficult to get most of these games because it's such a limited library, and it's one of these consoles, if you wanted the whole library, it's something that could be attainable for you to actually get. You're still gonna have to buy and sell to afford it, of course, like all of this stuff. But yeah, neat add-on. One I want to plan to add to my collection soon. I think I'm just going to start slowly starting from the beginning of Sega. I have all the three consoles. I just need to get the boxes for some of them and stuff. So I'm going to work on that. I'll work on some more Bolo videos. I'm going to get out of here. I got work to do. I got some listings to get drawn up. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.